Can you sing the Ecuadorian national anthem?
Salve, oh patria, mil veces, oh patria, gloria a ti, gloria a ti. Y a tu pecho, remoza.
In today's video, we're going to see how Ecuadorian you are through a series of questions that I'm going to ask you. You will receive points for every question you answer the Ecuadorian way. For example, for that first one, since I was able to sing the national anthem, I get 5 points. If you're able to do it too, you also get 5 points. If I weren't able to sing the whole anthem, or if I were just missing a few words, I would get a score from 1 through 4 based on how much I think I'm missing of the anthem. And of course, if I weren't able to sing it at all, then I would subtract 1 point. But that's not all. Some sections will have bonuses, both negative and positive. For example here, if you can also sing the anthem of the city in Ecuador that you live in,
A la reina de la rica historia, Porto Viejo, la invicta ciudad, con amor can...
then feel free to give yourself 3 points. But if you didn't even know that Ecuador had an anthem in the first place, then subtract 3 points. Your goal is to reach 100 points. And don't worry, there are plenty of questions to reach well over 100 points in case you lose any points along the way. And as your friendly neighborhood teacher, I want you to leave your score in the comments section down below so that I can give you your grade. But now, moving on to the next question. Do you know all of Ecuador's national holidays? Personally, I know the names of the majority of them, but I don't remember the exact date of each, and I only know the dates of 3. Specifically, Carnaval, Christmas, and of course, New Year's. As such, I only get 3 points. If you know all of them, congratulations, give yourself 5 points. But if you don't know any of them, minus 1 point. Do you have a cédula? If you don't even know what that is, instantly, minus 3. But of course, if you do have one, 5 points. ¿Puedes hablar español? En caso que sí, 5 puntos. Except if you speak Spanish from Spain, instantly, minus 3 points. Spain Spanish isn't a problem, but people here don't like it when people from here go to Spain and come back speaking Spain Spanish, especially after being there for only a short amount of time. They're always like, tú eres ecuatoriano, no español. But if you simply don't speak Spanish at all, minus 1 point. And if you happen to be able to speak Quechua, congratulations, give yourself a bonus 5 points. Do you use any of these words or phrases when speaking Spanish? Personally, I do. I use wey and que onda. As such, minus 2 points. For every word on this list that you use, minus 1 point. If you're wondering why, it's because these are Mexican words and expressions. And if you don't use any of them, give yourself 5 points. Do you have family scattered around Ecuador? If your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points, but only if it's your parents, your siblings, your aunt, your uncle, grandparents, cousins, your mainline family. If it's family that you've had with many women, or in the case of women, many men, then minus 5 points, because we do not support unfaithfulness here. As for me, I do have aunts and uncles in different parts of the country, so yes, that is 5 points. Is your family almost exaggeratedly tight-knit, like to the point where you see them almost every weekend? If your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points. Personally, I see my parents and brother every day, but I don't really see other members of the family, so 3 points. If you don't see anyone in your family at all, minus 1 point. When you arrive to a place and there's a lot of people, do you greet everyone with a buenas? I always say buenas, so that's 5 points. If you don't, minus 1 point. Do you greet the opposite gender with a kiss on the cheek? I of course do, so that's 5 points. If you don't, minus 1 point. Do you save $2 bills as a good luck charm? Yes, yes I do. So that's 5 points. If you don't, minus 1 point. Many people here believe that the $2 bill is a good luck charm. So if you happen to have one on hand, you might make some people happy if you give it to them. Have you visited the Galapagos Islands? Personally, I haven't. But I have a souvenir from the Galapagos Islands. So technically minus 1 point, but plus 1 point for the souvenir. So 0 points. If you have visited the Galapagos Islands, 5 points, and plus 1 point if you brought back a souvenir. Do you casually go on trips to different parts of Ecuador? Unfortunately, I don't. So minus 1 point. But if you do, give yourself 5 points, unless you're not living here. Because if you're not living here and you go to different parts of Ecuador here, then you're basically a tourist. So minus 5 points. Now, probably the most important question. Do you eat encebollado? If your answer is yes, give yourself 10 points. But for every ingredient that you remove from your encebollado, because yes, there are people who remove the cilantro, there are people who remove the onion, which is a crime, by the way, and there are people who remove the fish. So for every ingredient you remove, subtract 1 point. Or if you don't or aren't even willing to eat encebollado at all, minus 10 points. Do you eat ceviche? If your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points, unless it's Peruvian ceviche, in which case subtract 5 points. If it's just a simple no, minus 1 point. I of course do, so 5 points for me. Do you have a strong desire to eat plantains or food that contains plantains? I cannot say no to bolón. Tigrillo is amazing. And patacones, oof, to die for. So that's a definite 5 points for me. If you don't, minus 1 point. Do you have a constant strong desire to eat mangoes? I unfortunately don't. And since I live in Manabí, minus 3 points. But if you don't and you don't live in Manabí, understandable, minus 1 point. But if you do, plus 5 points. If you have a snack, let's assume a box of cookies for this example, and you only have 4 cookies and you happen to be with 3 other people, do you give each person 1 cookie? Personally, I would only give each person a cookie if they were friends or family. In any other case, I would just eat them myself. As such, 3 points. If you would share with everyone, regardless if they're strangers, then give yourself 5 points. People here will call you indio if you have enough to share and you don't. So if you don't, minus 1 point. Do you arrive early or on time to hangouts, meetings, or reunions? If you arrive early, such as I do, minus 3 points. People do not arrive on time here, so if you don't arrive on time, plus 5 points. Do you say you're close to arriving when you're really not? If your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points. Also, if you happen to specifically say any of these things, give yourself an extra point. And if you're like me and you don't, minus 1 point. Do you watch soccer every chance you get? If your answer is no, like me, minus 3 points. If your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points. Do you play soccer and or indoor with friends at random times during the day? If your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points. Also, if you play equavolley, volleyball, nowadays paddle, and pickleball, then give yourself a point for each of those sports that you play, because people love playing those things as well. But if you're like me and you don't play any of that, minus 1 point. Do you have an Ecuadorian soccer team shirt? Well, yes, I do, so 5 points. Also, give yourself 1 extra point for each Ecuadorian shirt you have. But if you don't have any Ecuadorian shirt, minus 1 point. And if you don't have a yellow Ecuadorian shirt, minus 5 points. And guess who doesn't have a yellow Ecuadorian shirt? Oh boy, here comes the car stuff. Do you park in the middle of the street while blocking traffic like you own the street while you go out and do something else like withdraw money from the bank? If you do, I despise you. But give yourself 5 points. If you're like me and you don't, minus 1 point. Do you use your turn signals while driving? If you basically have them as a decoration and you don't, I hate you, but give yourself 5 points. If you're like me and you do use them, then minus 1 point. Do you honk your horn incessantly while driving? If you do, I hope someone takes your license one day, and give yourself 5 points. If like me you don't, minus 1 point. When you're at a party, is drinking the main thing you want to do? If your answer is no, minus 1 point. If you're like me and you don't drink, minus 3 points. If you like drinking all night long, give yourself 5 points. When you do drink at a party, do you drink from your own cup? If your answer is yes, minus 1 point. Again, if you're like me and you don't drink, minus 1 point. If you do it the Ecuadorian way and pass around the same cup to everyone, plus 5 points. Do you have a strong urge to dance at all parties? If you're like me and you can't dance, minus 5 points. But if you happen to be a dancing machine, then give yourself 10 points. If not, and you only do mainstream or meme dances, then only give yourself 2 points. Do you somehow end up at the beach after a long night of partying and drinking with friends? If your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points. If you're like me and you don't, minus 1 point. Do you play competitive dominoes with your friends? If you're like me and your answer is yes, then congratulations, you have Cuban friends, and as such, minus 1 point. Competitive dominoes, as I've decided to call it, is something that mainly Cubans play. Over here, people mainly play cards or billiards, so if you play those things, give yourself 5 points. Do you haggle when you go out to shop in the downtown area? If your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points. If your answer is no, like me, minus 1 point. Has your mother ever hit you with a chancla? I mean sandal. If like me, your answer is yes, give yourself 5 points. If your answer is no, minus 1 point. Do you have a dog that doubles as an alarm system? While I do have a dog, he unfortunately does not serve as an alarm system, so minus 1 point. If your dog does double as an alarm system, then give yourself 5 points. Can you ignore strong ambient sounds, such as motorcycles zooming by, super loud vehicles honking on the streets, or even something like dogs barking as an alarm system? If like me you can, because you've just gotten so used to how things are over here, then give yourself 5 points. If you can't, minus 1 point. When you're having a political conversation, do you find yourself mentioning Rafael Correa, regardless of whether it's in a good or bad way? If your answer is no, I am very proud of you, but minus 1 point. And if your answer is yes, like me, sadly, then give yourself 5 points. Do you think that Ecuador has potential, but doesn't take advantage of it? If your answer is yes, welcome to the club. Give yourself 5 points. If your answer is no, what, have you not seen Ecuador? Shame upon you and your family. Minus 5 points. And for our final question, are you subscribed to this channel? Ironically, the majority of my audience is not from Ecuador. That means Ecuadorians don't watch my channel, thus watching my channel, not very Ecuadorian. So if you are subscribed, thank you, but minus 1 point. And for those of you who said no, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps the channel out a ton, and I really appreciate it. And now that we've answered all the questions, let's add up the totals, I already did, and see what grade you got. We'll be using a similar grading scale like they do in schools. So basically, the highest score is an A+, and the lowest score is a 0, or, well, in some cases, you might even be able to get a negative here, but we'll just say the lowest score is a 0. Don't forget to leave your score in the comment section down below. But my total score for how Ecuadorian am I is a 65. Yeah, that's a D.
You blew it.
Well, as you can see, even for me, there's still a long way to go for me to reach that A+ 110% Ecuadorian level. So if you happen to come to Ecuador and you're worried about not being 100% Ecuadorian, not everyone is, and you'll be just fine. If you like this video and you want to see another version of it, I'll consider doing one if this video gets over 500 likes. And if you happen to make it to this point of the video, this is my yearly April Fool's video. So haha, April Fools. But everything that was said in this video is 100% serious Ecuadorian things. I just wanted to do it in this fun format for April Fools. And if you didn't see my April Fool's video last year, then I'll leave it somewhere around here so you can check it out next.